What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness, across all social media platforms. This is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said toxic traits, all that other good stuff, or bad stuff, how you look at it. Today's episode is going to be about how to tell if a narcissistic person, toxic person, abusive person has really changed their behaviors. So one of my good friends, Lisa Sunny, said one fail-safe way to tell if a narcissistic person has really changed is to take the relationship off the table. Like, literally, take it off the table. If you're in a relationship with this person and you have broken up with this person, take it off the table. Like, just say, hey, look, if they go to therapy, if they go get help, if they go find God, if they go do whatever they said, if they follow through with whatever they said they were going to do after the relationship has ended, take it off the table. Just say something like, of course, be as safe as possible, but say something like, hey, look, I'm so happy and thankful that you decided to go get the help you need. I want nothing but the best for you, but we're still not going to be together. You know that, right? I don't want you doing this for me. You have to do it for yourself. They have to go do it for themselves. They have to want to do it for themselves. Like, literally, truly, they have to want to do it for themselves. They cannot, like, it cannot be for you. It cannot be for the kids. It cannot be for whoever else, but for themselves. They have to take their change, their mental health, their mental wellness. They have to take it internally, but for themselves. They have to do this for themselves. They have to be selfish with this healing, because when they are selfish with their healing, they can be selfless towards other people. They can help and be nice and kind to other people. They can be less toxic to other people. Take the relationship off the table. Hey, we're not getting back together. Hey, the separation is going to continue. Hey, I'm still following through with the divorce. Take it off the table. If they've been abusive for 18 years, 18 months, or however long, and they're begging and pleading you to come back, now you ask them to go to therapy. You ask them to go back to church. You ask them to do so much stuff to work on their mental health so they can treat you better, so they can be better for the kids. They didn't do it until you left, right? They didn't do it and make these changes until you left. Now, it just shows you, to me, that's manipulation, because they could have been doing it the whole time. They'll hit you with some BS line like, you never know what you had until you lost it. I didn't really know. I thought things were fine. I didn't really know how bad I was hurting you. Blah, 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 boo, 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 bee, bee, bee. Y'all understand exactly what I'm saying. They will manipulate you with change. They will make promises of change, grandiose, and they'll take action. Some of them will absolutely take action to go to therapy, to work on themselves, to do whatever it takes to get you back. But that can't be to just get you back. It has to be for them. Me, I know a lot of people look at my story as being a diagnosed narcissist that's still married and has his family together, to have 3 kids and whatnot. Y'all, it's not for my wife. My wife called me a narcissist. She packed her stuff up and bounced. She left. She said, toodaloo. Toodaloo. And I went through therapy for myself. If she were to come knock on this car window right now, even though I'm outside the YMCA in Greensboro, if she were to somehow find me in Greensboro right now and say, hey, look, I love hey, it's over, I would still, I got to go to therapy in a few minutes. The reason I'm in Greensboro right now, because my therapist is right down the street. I have to go to therapy in a few minutes. I have to leave here to go to therapy. That's what I have to do, y'all. So I'm telling y'all, I would still go to therapy, because the journey is not for her. It's for me. And when I work on myself and treat myself better, I inherently, consequently, I end up treating everybody else better. I'm trying to use too many big words for no reason. So I treat everybody else better. So take the relationship off the table. That's one way. The second way, another way to tell if the change is genuine or real, if they are facing some type of consequence, keep the consequences on the table. Don't remove the consequences. If they have beaten your ass, if they have harmed you physically, and they are facing charges, they're about to go to jail or something like that, and now they're making all these changes, they're promising a change. They have never been into therapy this much. You see what I'm saying? They have never been into therapy this much. They have never been into church this much. Now they're facing charges. They get threatened. Now if you don't drop the charges, they might go to jail, and all of a sudden they're on their best behavior. 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. They're on their best behavior. Hey, look, I love the fact that you are changing for the better. I love this new you. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I'm not dropping the charges. I'm not dropping the consequences. It might not be charges. Whatever the consequence of their actions is, continue the consequence. Don't remove the consequence, because if they're actually changing their behaviors, they should be able to take accountability, right? And accountability might be taking your ass to jail. Accountability might mean losing your job. Accountability might mean you losing your relationship. Don't remove the consequences that they are facing for treating you horribly. They're facing for doing something horrible to you. Don't remove the consequence. Hey, we've been going good for 6 months. We've been going good for 6 whole months and whatnot. And you think, look, I've been in therapy for so long, for 6 months. Like, if I go to jail, I'm not gonna go to therapy. Wow, the plan has revealed itself. Now they want you to drop the charges so they don't have to go to jail. And then guess what happens when you drop the charges? Typically, they revert back to their old behaviors. So continue the consequence. If they are really changing their behaviors, they should be able to accept the consequences of their actions. They should be able to take accountability for what they have done to you. Am I lying? Am I being incorrect in my assumption? I don't think I am. You see what I'm saying? If they are really truly changing their behaviors, they should be able to accept the consequences of whatever they have done to you, or whatever they have put you through. Whatever like I said, if they're facing jail charges, let them go. Because if they don't, they are never, like I said, if you don't hold them accountable, if they're not able to hold themselves accountable or be accountable for their actions now, they never will. You have to ask yourself, what if they're just being nice? What if they're just making these changes so I could testify on their behalf at court? So I won't show up at court because they're making these changes. They're back in church. They're praying for me every single night. They're being super nice to me every single day. Continue the consequence. I'm just saying, weigh your options. Continue the consequence. Don't, like I said, I'm just saying, be careful with people, y'all, because that's the only genuine way you can tell if you remove the incentive. So the only genuine way you can really tell if the behaviors are really changing, remove the incentive. Remove the incentive. Don't remove, like, hey, if you go to therapy, I'll come back home. No, if you go to therapy, good for you. I'm still not coming back home. Hey, if you go to therapy, good for you. I'm still not dropping the charges. You tried to unalive me. You tried to take my life. You tried to send me to meet God face to face. You tried to do this, but now all of a sudden, 6 months later, you found out about this type of dynamic. And one of the main cases I see going around right now, if y'all look up, what's the girl's name? Stacy. Y'all see this situation with Stacy, the football player. That could be very well allegedly going on right now. You mean? Just check out Stacy's situation. All of a sudden, he threw his ex-girlfriend through a TV. Allegedly, if you know it's on camera. And she pressed charges on him. And now he's been in therapy for 6 months. And now she wants to drop the charges. She's like, not drop the charges. She doesn't think jail would rehabilitate him. She doesn't think jail's the right place for him because he's been good for 6 months. You see, real life examples. This could be keep the consequences. If this person is really changing, they should be able to face the consequences of their actions. Correct? Am I misinterpreting something right here? When my wife left me, I went to therapy. I continued my therapy. If she wouldn't have come back, I would have continued my therapy because the therapy is for me. To treat myself better, which inherently allows me to treat everybody else better around me. That's the goal. You see what I'm saying? The goal is, I say, the only way to really tell if they're changing their behaviors is to literally take it off the table. Keep the accountability going first. You mean? Keep it going first. You mean? You keep it going. You have to keep it going. Follow through with what you are following through with. Follow through with the consequences. Follow through with the leverage. Because if you give up this leverage right now, if you don't hold them accountable right now, you might not ever get the chance to again. Oh, I don't fear this person anymore because they made a little bit of changes. You drop the charges, they don't get held accountable. They come back and take your life, and you won't get to see them face accountability next time because they'll be in jail and you'll be looking down from above. I'm just telling you. I know I said in a crazy way, looking down from above, but I mean that, y'all. I feel like I have to convey this point more than enough times, y'all. You got to realize these people are for them. They're not for you. I promise you. Empower yourself. It is your life. You only get one life to live. Narcissistic people typically do not change their behaviors. You see what I'm saying? They don't. They really, really do not. So I'm just telling you right now, even if they're going through therapy, take the relationship off the table and allow them to take the relationship off the table and see how they react. If they say, oh, hell no, well, I'm not going to therapy no more. Oh, to hell with you. You don't really want me to change. You had it off of me the whole time. You'll see their genuine reaction to how they feel. If you continue to press the charges, if you continue to hold them accountable, and they still keep following through with what they're doing, they might, look, I'm not saying that they're changing. I'm just saying if they want to hold themselves accountable, look, I deserve to go to jail. Boom. Hey, I understand it. Look, I'm still going to go to therapy. Lock me up. Lock me up. I deserve it. That's accountability for what I've done. I won't do that again. I deserve it. I'm going to do this little time, come home, still make the changes for myself. Take it off the table, y'all. Seriously. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. Like and subscribe for more. If you haven't already, check out my self-love journal or my self-love brand. Self-love journals on Amazon. I Love Me. Self-love journal by Lee Hammock. Mental illness. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.